Hello, Internet. So, as you all know, Sonic Frontiers has been out for just under a year now, and we have had three content updates, all for free, which is nice. But
Yeah,
now,
first two were like, yay, and the third one was like, get fucked. Anyway,
essentially, yeah. So, we are going to discuss them.
all three?
All three.
All right. I don't really know much about the first two DLCs. I mean, I know them, but not the content as much.
There's not much to them. They're more of like almost like quality of life updates.
Yeah, exactly.
Spin Dash.
We'll
That
get
was
there.
nice.
We'll get there.
Yes.
So, first thing first, these were free, which the fact that you made the last one free blows my mind.
I know. Maybe they'll do a complete edition for the game at some point. Hard to say.
I could see them doing that, yeah.
Why not?
Maybe they'll finally fix the pop-in with a complete edition. I don't know.
I doubt
Oh
it.
my lord. Ugh, the pop-in is awful.
It's just exacerbated in update 3.
It really is, because you can't tell where to go and what to do to get to where you need to go.
Especially because a lot of Tails and Knuckles puzzles involve you traveling long distances. There were several instances where I was standing at the end of one segment of one of Tails' platforming sections, and I looked up in the sky, I was like, where the heck am I supposed to go? I don't see anything up there.
I know. Piece of dialogue tries to justify that, actually.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
Well, it's because we had to make it for the Switch. That's why. Oh, yeah. Whoops.
And
that's why the Switch just needs to die.
Update 1 was called Sights, Sounds, and Speed, and it was released on March 22nd.
That's a nice name.
So this one contains a jukebox, which has a lot of songs in it. I think like Open Your Heart's in there, Live and Learn's in
Mystic Ruins is in there too. I love using that when going around the islands.
Some Sonic 06 music is in there, which I'm sure everybody asked for.
They dropped Secret Rings and Black Knight music.
Like, 7 Rings in Hand.
I hate that. I hate 7 Rings in Hand because of how many times they played it throughout the game.
I mean, honestly, when I was running around the second island, I had to turn on Let the Speed Mend It, because that's legitimately a good song, though.
It does fit that island very well.
It does. It really does.
Yeah.
Honestly, Mystic Ruins fits the first island really well.
It just fits in general, just the exploration of the island.
It's funny because Sonic actually acknowledges the Mystic Ruins when he's on that island.
He does.
Yeah, he talks about Big. He's like, I bet you he's somewhere out in the jungle somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Did you know that Big in this is not real?
Oh, yeah. That text box was
weird. What?
What do you mean?
Why is Sonic thinking about Big? That's the real question I have here.
He must have forgotten about Froggy because he wasn't there.
Froggy.
Or maybe he's waiting in an Adventure remake, so he can get captured again.
The next thing they added in this first update was a photo mode. What is the fucking hype with photo mode? I don't get the hype for photo modes. I don't get it.
For memory and thumbnails and I don't know.
I don't see the appeal of photo modes in games. I don't get it.
I mean, if they're super in depth, you can kind of turn it into a hobby, because I've seen some people in especially for the Spider-Man games, where they create these very cinematic photos of the two of them.
Spider-Man, though, I get it because Peter Parker's a photographer.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
And you can get some really good looking shots that could make good wallpapers and stuff. And
again, thumbnails too.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's just another thing you can do in the game. So, more things to do the better, I guess. I don't know how expansive the photo mode is in this game though, so I can't really say.
Yeah, I didn't test it out. I just know it's there and I'm like, okay.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, that's neat, and then I moved on with my life.
I say nice and move on.
And then there's the Battle Rush mode, which takes Sonic through each island, fighting every enemy, including the Titan, on that island.
Those
And
are
if-
genuinely quite tough.
And if you
Wow, that sounds really easy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Well, now that I know, oh, you're being sarcastic, aren't you?
Now that I know,
No, because of the final challenge in this DLC.
Oh, yeah.
We'll get there. Don't you fucking worry. We get there.
See, this is This is gonna be a very polarizing thing, guys.
If you S rank all of those, you unlock the extreme difficulty, which no.
That's right. What?
Yeah, you get extreme mode.
Sonic Must Die mode.
Yeah, it's Sonic Must Die mode.
Okay, you told me.
Sonic has 1 hit point.
Even
the
as
entire game.
Even as Supersonic.
Yeah.
Wait, really?
Yeah, extreme mode.
That's crazy.
You play through the whole game with 1 hit. Rings don't matter. Your rings don't matter.
And you can't upgrade your stats.
Yeah, you can't. You're locked at all level 1 stats, and Sonic dies in 1 hit to everything, no matter what. It is insanely hard.
It's brutal.
Seemed like they'd be a hard challenge, but I think after the final challenge, I think we're fine at beating these bosses without any issue.
I am never ever trying Update 3 on extreme difficulty.
I've seen people. I've watched footage of people doing it, and it gave me a heart attack. And I wasn't even playing it.
See, I keep alluding to the final challenge because I just can't wait till we get there to rip it apart. So, I'll explain the characters at least. How about that?
We're not there yet.
Oh, where are we?
We're still on update 1.
We're still on update 1, dude.
Oh shit! All right,
getting ahead of yourself.
I know. It's like
what do you mean?
Like put it away, Alex. You're either slong yet. All right.
Ridiculous. What?
So then they have the cyberspace challenges, which is just you go through every cyberspace level. And if you get S rank on each island, you get the ability to use the overworld boost in the cyberspace sections.
Really? That could be interesting for the DLC 3's levels. Except I use the spin dash in those levels, and it completely breaks it in half.
Given that I'm not the hugest fan of cyberspace, I don't care. But
neither am I. But some of the levels are creative.
I mean, it does help though, because the dash we get in the hub world is better than the one we get in the cyberspace levels.
Cyberspace is a whole nother
beast.
Yeah. I don't know why it works off its own physics engine and stuff. It's so confusing.
And then there's
when they do an Adventure remake, they don't use that kind of template. I would be so pissed.
We'll see if they even do an Adventure remake. I'm still
they're more open to the idea now than they were a few years ago.
No way.
I'm not convinced.
Yeah.
Well, they said they're more interested now than they were a few years ago.
That doesn't mean they'll do it. I want to see the actual I want to see the actual reveal trailer before I believe it.
Like
I can sense when remakes and remasters are on the way. I just have this weird foresight.
Where's Panzer Dragoon 2, Alex?
It's coming. Shut up.
Anyway,
give them time. You can't rush perfection.
And then the last thing you get in this first update is Springtime Cocos. Basically, just turn them into Easter eggs. Okay.
Yeah, it's a silly little aesthetic thing.
I mean, to be honest, Update 1 wasn't all that exciting. It did give you more stuff to unlock, and it gave Raya Island a reason to explore it. But
honestly, I did appreciate that, because looking for the music on Raya Island, I didn't realize just how well designed that place was. There were some cool landmarks on that island that you just never saw.
Yeah,
it's a great place.
Because you have no reason to. You just go
exactly.
And I have an issue with the first 2 updates with how they're so minuscule in content. It's like, am I really gonna go back and play just small snippets of the DLC for 10 minutes and never touch it again? No.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing you got to remember. These were free. So I can't really bitch too much since they were free.
I mean, but they did.
No, I'm not bitching. It's just I wish it was more substantial content besides DLC 3.
I mean, it's something that will probably be more impactful on replay throughs, because it'll give you more stuff to do on the islands when you're playing through the game initially.
Exactly.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I'm eventually
I
gonna do
agree.
New Game
I
Plus.
agree. That makes sense.
I upgrade. I 100% in the game before I beat the end the first time. So
Yeah.
Same.
Me too. Yeah.
Except it says 96% on one of my islands. I don't know
yeah,
why.
your game's bugged.
And so is yours. Your map isn't. Your map doesn't fill out all the way.
Yeah, even though it says I have a percent map completion. Okay.
And you can't. Are you able? Wait, are you able to warp or no?
Yeah, I can warp.
So,
Oh, so you just have a visual bug.
Yeah.
we both have
Nice.
visual bugs.
So update 2 was Sonic's birthday bash, and it came out on the 23rd of June because of course it did.
Hmm.
And it
Very
came
nice.
with a bunch of birthday party accessories. Like Sonic had a birthday hat. There was like presents wrapping all over the island, and they played music that like from stuff like Sonic Advance and stuff.
Should we
Mhm.
mention the other costumes that they got, like the Monster Hunter one and the what was the other one? There was
Santa.
another one that he got.
There's a
Huh?
Santa.
Santa, yeah, and Sonic Adventure 2 shoes. I cannot not wear those in that game. They look perfect on Sonic.
Dude, part of me wishes that when you turn Super Sonic, you were still dressed like Santa. I
Oh
think that'd
my
be neat.
god. Super Santa. Oh no. Or Super Santa 2.
And so they added even more music to Final the Island. 24 more tracks, actually.
Yeah, there's a lot of music to find, and I love it.
So we have you will have these things called action chain challenges, which are these like you find these balls, you have to do like a bunch of actions. If you S rank all of those, you unlock the spin dash, and the spin dash is awesome in this game actually.
You know, this is probably the best spin dash right up there with Adventure Ones. I mean, that's the only.
I was about to make the comparison to Adventure Ones because Adventure Ones you could do these obscene like skips because you got so much height after a jump.
And that's what Frontiers brings back in this. And I'm like, oh my god, I love zooming off a hill and just flying forward. It's so cool.
Watching people try to complete cyberspace stages with the spin dash, it's like the level design was not made with that thing in mind because people are just like,
breaking it.
Oh yeah,
the
breaking the levels in half.
Even the new ones, they don't feel like they're fit for the spin dash.
No, they don't.
Hey Ian, you still here, buddy?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, making sure.
I thought we lost you.
He's just waiting.
You have these new type of Coco you can unlock, which have some of the hardest platforming challenges tied to them.
Yeah.
There's one on Island 1 that, oh my god.
Dude, I like and hate those challenges because I do like the platforming, but it's finding the right platforms that piss me off. It's like, is this the way? Because I can't see the next platform because the draw distance is garbage.
But if you do collect all of those and you go to the Elder Coco, you do unlock an expanded boost gauge. All right.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Okay.
I didn't know that.
Cool. Me neither. I think I did. Maybe I didn't. I don't know. Neat.
But you also got New Game Plus.
Which was funny because you told me that you started a new game and then like within a few days, New Game Plus came out.
Like fucking 2 days later.
That's hilarious.
So stupid. And I was like, you know what? I don't want to play this anymore.
I think I'm done.
And if you they add a completion board to the menu, and if you unlock all of that, you actually unlock a new costume.
What's the new costume?
It's called the Frontier Elite outfit. I haven't unlocked it.
The Frontier Elite? What?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't hear about this. Uh-oh. We lost someone.
Yeah.
Who was it?
Patrick's computer died.
Okay.
Wow.
Should we just wait until he gets back, or should we keep going?
We'll just keep going. Because, why? Why would we change that?
I don't know. That'd be funny. Let's see. So what were we on? We were talking about Cocos and you get a new boost gauge.
I just finished update 2. So, here we go.
probably one of the best, and if not one of the worst, DLCs I've ever played. If that makes sense.
Yep. And we will talk
Because
about that in a moment. Technical issues aside, let's talk about Update 3, the Final Horizon. So this
Yeah.
was the one that I think everybody was the most excited about.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yep.
they promised that when you first saw the roadmap, third update was new playable characters and a new story.
like what? We haven't played as Tails, Knuckles, or Amy since 06.
They were in Boom.
Shut up.
Well, man, in a
We don't talk
mainline
about
game.
that.
We don't talk
Mainline
about the last mainline game they were playable in either.
The what?
The last mainline game they were all playable in was fucking 06, and we don't want to talk about that either.
We already
Exactly.
did that.
Which you didn't
So-
include me in, by the way.
Yeah, well, shut up. So, this expansion added what was called Another Story, which we all just kind of assumed was going to completely retcon the ending, and it doesn't. Here we go. So it's weird because there's just like this other ring portal there, and Sonic just kind of jumps through it. And you see him doing it in a cutscene. So
Like, why is
Did
it? I don't know if it's just
Did
to
Son-
transition to the DLC or what.
did Sonic like just instead of like I'll deal with the end later, ever jump through his portal first, like, or did he go, or before he went on the plane with Knuckles, did he jump through his portal? I don't know. Or what Tails Knuckles' name before he left the Starfall Island, did he just go through the portal? I don't know.
One day we'll get an answer.
So he gets there, and Sage's like, "Hey, there's another idea I didn't think. What if we use your cyber corruption to make you tougher?"
Mm-hmm.
And Sonic's like, "Cool."
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like me when I
So-
buy your PDS.
So Tails, Knuckles, and Amy have to go get the Chaos Emeralds for Sonic. Well, Sonic has to go face these obnoxious trials.
It's like the difficulty picked right up back after the end boss. You know what I mean?
We'll talk about more of the gameplay after we're done with the story.
Yeah, I know, but you said they're absurd, so that's difficult.
Yeah, so they get the emeralds, and Sonic does do all the trials. He does them all.
You want to care to tell which ones are which?
We'll talk about that during gameplay.
Okay.
So Sonic goes on to fight Supreme again, and the fight is the exact same fight that was in the original story. But this is where I think this part is the highlight of the DLC right here. So
Agreed.
Not really for me because the trees got in the way. I could not fucking see.
Oh wait, you know what? That happened to me as well, actually.
So the
Yep.
end, instead of being chased into space, kind of fuses itself with Supreme, and then Supreme turns into like this rabid spider dog monster thing.
Yeah.
And Sonic's like, I'm gonna use Kaioken. So he turns into Supersonic 2, is what they call
It's
it.
just blue eyes.
So, a lot of people are calling it either Supersonic 2 or Cybersonic.
No, so
Cybersonic.
Supersonic 2 is the one you play as. Supersonic Cyber is in the cutscene.
Oh, that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
I didn't know. If people. Okay. Yeah.
So you turn to Supersonic 2, and he fucking annihilates this thing. Like, he fucks this thing's world up. Like, fucking pimp slapping away attacks with one hand, finger snapping to just own him.
He does
So
the raging
badass.
demon at one point.
Oh, dude, honestly,
Basically,
Like literally, it's the
Sonic-
raging demon.
like just looks behind and everything. He's like,
basically Sonic Ultra Instinct.
Pretty much, yeah.
so
Gah,
Sonic,
gah, gah, gah.
honestly, so Sonic rips Supreme's cannon out of its back and uses all the cyber power. Eggman launches Sonic. Sonic destroys Supreme, flies right through the end, and proves he's better than Shadow because he falls into the earth and is completely fine. Whereas when Shadow fell to the earth, he lost his memories.
How
Well,
about
because that's bullshit writing. Okay.
And then everyone's like, "Cool, we did it," and then the same ending as before plays. So I
The
don't
only
know.
difference is Eggman and Sage are looking at the meteors falling.
Yeah, that's pretty much like the only change. But besides that, I think it's like the
Like-
same cutscene after.
The cutscene's the same, yeah. Here's my thing. Part of me almost likes how the original story played out more.
Yeah, I think final
pref-
boss wise, the DLC
I
was
guess.
better, but story wise, the original game.
The final
was better.
boss can like the gameplay for the final boss way better in this, but
Mhm.
Yes.
the end felt like more of a presence in the original DLC
Yeah.
than the original story. Here, it just
Yeah.
kind of appears.
Yeah,
Mhm.
and you don't get the epic speech and all that stuff of what it is. You know,
It doesn't speak to you. It doesn't taunt you like the original version did.
Nope.
It's just dude, straight up. Sonic just beats the shit out of this thing.
But yeah.
I'm going to assume that because I don't know if you guys know this. When Ian Flynn wrote the story, he wanted Hypersonic in there,
Yeah, I think I heard about that.
but what's his
You know.
name? Izuka
I
was
might
like
have Caesar. I might have
Yeah,
Caesar.
Takashi Iizuka.
no Hypersonic, no.
It's like they don't want to acknowledge Hypersonic was ever a thing.
Like you don't have to make him like Ian made the Caesar thing. You could redesign him and just make him silver or something. Like
We
he
might,
doesn't
as well,
have.
we might as well just think of this as the alternate, hypersonic, because
Yeah,
he's
this is-
much more powerful than hypersonic.
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming Cyber Supersonic or Supersonic Cyber is the strongest Sonic has ever been.
Probably.
Yeah?
He beats the end in that form in literally one hit. One hit.
As with the original ending, it took 1 billion bullets.
And even then, Sonic struggled to beat that
Mhm.
thing. Here, he was just like, nah, I'm gonna fuck your world up, bro.
He is Goku their ass.
Now, let's talk about the gameplay. Because I have things to say.
I'm polarized.
Yeah, me too. So,
Which character do we start with?
let's start with Amy, because you play as her.
Amy. I was
The
gonna say
best
Amy too.
character of the three,
So,
in some ways.
actually, my favorite's Tails. Of the three, I like Tails the best. But
Oh,
we'll get
because of his super jet rocket?
Oh, yeah, but we'll get there in a second. So, first things first, they all start at level 1 in max difficulty island levels.
Mm-hmm.
That's a stupid idea.
Well, I
agree.
get why they do it, but it's just to help you get accustomed to the controls without being overwhelmed.
Okay, but when you have something on the island that can kill you in like one hit, and there's no invisibility frames,
Well, we just ignore it like a little bitch.
Amy has gone back to something that's not been mentioned in the Sonic CD manual, which is she has cards she can use now. Which is weird. Because she barely I think one of her moves uses her hammer and that's all.
No, two. Well, like two. Like it's in her parry for a second, and then it's her triangle thing, whatever, for the silence thing.
The insta-Psy loop.
Okay. Her and side loops the hammer. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the parry, but I don't know if you count parry as an attack.
She has a triple jump, which makes platforming good, and I like her glide.
Triple jump and a hover, yeah.
I feel like is that a
Yeah.
reference to Sonic Heroes? The spinning hammer glide she had.
Could be.
She has a homing attack, which she should.
It's good.
Yeah.
Why does she have a spin dash?
Everybody has a spin dash.
Because
When
she
did
has
Amy
one.
have-
Because she has one in Sonic Origins, obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Doesn't make sense.
It's like
I
I'll
didn't
give you that.
I didn't think Amy could do the spin dash because in Sonic Advance, we tried to do the spin dash, she just hops. So
You mean the jump?
Yeah, the little skip.
yeah.
Oh, I thought you meant spin dash, like literally down, mash the jump button.
That's what I was talking about. If you do that for Amy, she doesn't spin dash, she like hops.
Really?
In
Yeah.
Sonic Advance, yeah.
I've been okay. Huh.
So I didn't think she had a spin dash. I guess I was wrong.
Sonic Advance 2. She was playable in that, and she has a spin dash.
Oh.
Yeah,
That's right, they
you
did
probably
give
didn't
her
know
a
about her
one.
because you have to get all the Chaos Emeralds as every character.
Yeah, fuck that.
Yeah.
I've done it, and it sucks.
And personally, I think Amy's combat skills are kind of. And actually, this applies to all three of them.
Here's the thing: I
Kind of-
didn't use the combat.
They're kind of bad.
Yeah, Knuckles is the only one that seems very true to his ability to punch properly.
His combat
Yeah.
sucks too.
It's very short range.
Honest-
That's kind of a problem.
I kind of like Amy's combat, I guess. With Tails, you're just throwing benches. That's it.
I mean, it makes
Uh,
sense.
I
for
just-
Tails,
I
actually.
just like
And
Amy's
like
control.
it does make sense with Tails, but I still don't like that he didn't have a homing attack. So it's like every time I see a spring and I'm playing as Tails, I'm like, oh, I can homing attack there. And no, I ended up just throwing a red.
I feel like
So since I'm
Tails having a homing attack would be weird.
I know, but Amy had one Sonic Heroes. Fuck me. All right.
Exactly.
Knuckles can do the homing attack. So what the
yes.
fuck?
I think it's a reference to the maximum heat Knuckles attack.
Oh my god! I doubt it. Not because you can home on springs and stuff, and it becomes like a ball.
Yeah, I don't know why. If every other one, if everyone was gonna have it, then Tails should have it.
I
But
think the reason why they didn't give it to him is because they usually make the homing attack the way that they can gain altitude, but Tails can do that normally.
Oh, you know what? That makes a lot more sense actually.
can't Knuckles
But
too?
here's my
Not,
problem.
not
We're
on
trying to get
everything. He needs certain walls to climb. He
Oh
doesn't
my
can't
God.
climb on anything.
Speaking of Knuckles, we'll get to him in a second. We'll talk about Knuckles now. Fuck his climbing. His climbing
fuck
sucks.
his glide. No,
Yeah,
fuck his glide. His glide is the worst part of the
Yeah.
game.
His glide's turn radius is too wide.
His
It's like
glide-
turning a
his glide-
fucking car.
Yeah.
How did you fuck up Knuckles this bad? Because his gliding.
Honestly, I didn't mind his wall climbing. It just took me a second to get used to the fact that he was basically running up it so smoothly.
He's running up it way too fast in some cases, and you kind of fall off or you kind of fidget around. And if you aim the camera a certain way and you're trying to go down, he'll go up. It's like, what?
Yeah, if you look straight down, it inverts the controls.
That
I don't know why it does that.
That drives me up a fucking wall.
Or down a wall, depending on which way you're looking.
That was a good one.
You know, Knuckles. I feel like is the worst of the three. I really do.
It's
So
how did
is-
he keep fucking up
He's
Knuckles?
the
Sonic
mo-
06,
he's-
he's terrible.
he's-
Sonic Boom, he's terrible. Come on.
Yeah, Knuckles is definitely the most jank of all of them. But
I hate that he has a startup animation for his gliding.
Honestly-
I'm expecting the SA2 where he'll just
Oh,
instantly
yeah,
start
yeah.
gliding.
the part that messed me up was the fact that I had to double jump first. I'm not used to Knuckles.
Yeah,
having to
I
double
didn't-
jump.
I didn't like that. Yeah.
That didn't bother me, surprisingly.
Actually, I did get. You know what? I gotta agree with Alex. I did get used to that really quickly.
I never
Yeah,
did.
same here.
Wait.
I never
Well,
did.
to be honest, at first I didn't know if you could double jump as Knuckles, because one time I thought I did a single jump and it went right into the glide, but I must have double jumped without noticing.
Real quick.
So-
So is Knuckles' climb animation and like everything about it? It's pretty much the same as Sonic's, right?
It
No,
looks
'cause
funky.
No, he climbs he climbs faster than Sonic.
Okay,
By a
okay.
lot.
And
So
It's the same sort of gameplay mechanic as Sonic's, but Knuckles does do it faster because he like actually clings onto the wall, whereas Sonic.
But once you start dashing, it's the same.
yeah,
You know what I realized? See, that there's not much difference between this and the SA2 one in terms of jank. SA2 had a better glide, but it had an ass camera. This game has a bad glide, but an okay camera.
Yeah, that's probably what was so difficult is that the last time we really used Knuckles glide in 3D this much was in SA2, and SA2's glide controls so much better.
it
Like, it's not
really
even funny.
does. I also don't understand why they limited Knuckles' climbing. I don't get that. Only the red
Well,
walls.
because
Yeah,
there has to be specific challenges, but I guess they were not. Didn't have enough
Here's-
time to make really
Well-
good challenges where he
well,
could do
it's-
anything he wanted.
I think it would be as simple as this. It would break the game in half if Knuckles could climb any vertical surface.
Okay, Tails' super boost breaks the game in half. Which is
yeah, I
Yes.
was about to say we already have some things already baked in.
Yeah.
He goes
it-
flying.
Once you get unlock the fully built up Cyclone Dash, Tails can all of his challenges you could just skip them completely.
You can, yeah, I know you can.
Pretty much, yeah.
and that's what makes Tails my favorite of the three new characters. Is his stupid
Yeah.
Cyclone.
I like Amy the most as a standard character, other than Tails breaking the game. Honestly, because it's basically she has the triple jump, and it doesn't stop her in place like it does in Sonic 06. So that's
The
great.
the weird thing is that when you can get Knuckles to work, I do find him really fun to use. It's just that he is so jank.
I also feel like Tails' flying is a lot smoother than Knuckles' glide. Like,
Yeah,
you know
that one part with
I
Knuckles
agree,
where
yeah.
there's those towers around him, and you have to glide into the boxes to break open springs and shit.
Yeah.
oh my god.
It was terrible. God.
I think I eventually
Because-
gave up on that one actually
Because
because
he hits the boxes, he stops for a little bit, but then he doesn't lose altitude like you were expecting him to. So it's weird.
Of the four characters, I gotta say, I think Sonic controls the best.
Well,
Oh, yeah. That's a given.
I mean, I know it should be, but like, it's almost
But
not
he's the
even
worst.
honest.
He's the worst part of the DLC. Let's be
Oh.
honest.
Oh my god! So let's address the elephant in the room here. So those
We gotta do every challenge in order so we can talk about how blasphemous it is.
that
I'm
first
not gonna.
tower,
I forget all the challenges besides the last one.
the first tower can go fuck itself.
Yes,
Climbing the
I
tower
agree.
is not very hard in
Legit-
this compared
Well,
to
hold
the
on.
original.
Well, Alex, I did all the towers on hard mode.
Yeah, so did
No,
I.
Wait a second. So
no,
you're
just
telling me
climbing them.
that
Just climbing them is not hard.
the
It's a
tower, the
nightmare.
towers.
Ian,
I
go
didn't
ahead.
know that. I didn't know that the towers had if you change the difficulty, the towers get easier or harder. I didn't know anything.
On
about that.
hard and normal, they're exactly as they are. On easy, they actually add
Like
shortcuts. Like
Oh,
they have
Oh,
they add homing attack balloons and springs to help you
everywhere.
Whereas
to the
in
point where
hard
it's
mode,
almost mindless. Like it makes them way too easy.
whereas in
Because it's
hard
basically
mode,
just a homing attack chain all the way up
Whereas
the
in-
tower.
good fucking luck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Hey man,
yeah.
I'd be like, you know what? Fuck this. The challenges in the tower are far too much harder than the actual climb. So fuck this. I'm going easy mode on that part, and I'm turning the difficulty back up right when I get to the top.
To be fair, the first challenge I didn't think was that bad.
No.
Yeah, me
What
neither.
was that challenge? You had to fight a bunch of ninjas.
No, that was like the fourth one. This was just regular enemies, just at a certain time limit.
Yeah.
I think that's what I
Yeah,
mean.
yeah.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
So
You
the
have to
Sorry.
second,
fight the ones that turned into like those invincible armored cylinders.
yeah.
Yeah, you have to do like
yeah, I think so. I think so. But before
that
we go,
those.
The thing about
Hmm?
these challenges is that they strip your abilities.
Mhm.
So they
Yeah.
they actually make the game harder with artificial difficulty in the form of a handicap, which I think is
Mhm.
bullshit.
Yeah, the most memorable challenge for me, is, besides the final one, is that one where you have to loop the freaking, like, they look like shield enemies.
Oh,
and they have to
fuck
do,
that.
Yeah.
You
you have to do
you
you do
can't do
punch,
that
punch,
one the way
something else, and then it'll
yeah.
work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't do that one the way they intended you to do it. It's impossible.
How do they want you to do it?
They want you to loop them and then beat them up the way you normally would, but there's just not enough time.
That's
for that.
impossible. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's not
exactly.
enough time. It's impossible.
Wow.
You have to do some hilarious cheese strat where you basically infinite parry their shell and then wail on them while it's not on them, and
That's exactly
Really?
what I did.
it's so
That's what I
picky.
did.
I did the thing where you side loop them and then you punch, do something else. I forget what it was. Oh, punch, stomp.
stomp.
No, this is
Yeah.
this is how I did it. I got as far away from them as I could for them to throw their shell, and then you homing attack up to them. You do 3 punches, parry it. It takes the whole circle back around. So then you punch, parry it again, punch, parry it, and then you just have that thing just bounce in circles around you while they're completely unprotected. It
Yeah.
makes it
That's
so
exactly what I
much
did.
easier. It's a little bit finicky on the timing, but it makes it so easy once you get it down.
The third challenge, I don't actually remember what it was.
It was the dogs.
Oh, that
You had
was
to
not
do-
hard.
Oh, that was easy. You literally just had to parry everyone.
And
That's
you
it.
know what's infuriating about that? The second tower, you had to beat 4 of those things in 2 minutes, and it was so tight. But in the third challenge, they give you that one pack of those dogs. They gave you 5 minutes to do that.
And it's
Yeah.
you won't need
It
Ridiculous.
took me 20 seconds.
It would have been all right.
It's not
It would have
even a little hard.
been harder if they only had you use the perfect parry. That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll get to the fucking perfect parry. Don't you fucking worry about the perfect parry. We'll fucking get there.
I will be about when we get there.
Hey, can we go back to the first tower real quick?
Go ahead.
I had a lot of issues climbing that fucking thing. That
Oh, it was
took
a
me hours. That took me hours to do. Same with the second tower. Like I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure with the second one, it took me like 2 or 3 hours to get up.
The second and
Go
fourth
ahead.
tower. The second and fourth tower were just egregious. I didn't think
I
the first tower was
teased
that bad. I thought it
everything.
was the first tower. I think was a pretty fair difficulty. The second tower had this bad issue of they introduced like these pink walls that you could homing attack, and when you homing attack them, they get destroyed.
Yes, that was
The
really
There's a
problem-
problem. They
The
don't
problem is
respawn.
they don't respawn. So you have to
Yep.
bounce on the spring and land perfectly on this character length wall and just like tightrope it up.
Honestly, your best bet if you fall is to just reload your save and restart.
Yep,
Or turn
that's
it
what I
on
did.
or turn it on easy because they have homing attack balloons appear in front of where those walls were. So you can just homing attack up it again.
Like
Honestly,
I said,
I had no
just
idea.
did that way because it was so easy. I was like, "Fuck this! I'm already having
Yeah.
a difficult time with the challenges. I'm just making this easy."
The third tower was the best designed one, easily.
I
Yeah,
agree. Yeah, it was really easy.
The fourth tower might be the single most horribly designed thing in a Sonic game ever.
I don't know about that.
Sonic
would
06
remember.
exists.
No. I'm talking about level design wise. Let me go.
Sonic 06 exists.
Let me go over a couple of things. First of all, there's that segment where you bounce up and you got like these vertical like donut rails that you have to jump from one to the other.
Oh wait, God, I hated that. Yeah.
Here's the problem with that. They want you to dash boost from one to the other.
Good luck.
If you don't dash jump, you don't have enough momentum to make it. If you do dash jump, you overshoot it. So what you have to do is jump, turn the camera straight down, and try to stomp onto the rail, and it is so easy to mess it up.
Yeah, that one
Ugh.
was.
And then there's a segment near the top of the tower where you jump in front of this group of 5 fans that blows you over to another group of 5 fans, and then way
Oh
off in the
God, yeah, that was awful.
there
too.
is this one dinky little fan that you had to shoot Sonic towards to get him to jump up to the next area. I'm convinced that that's not possible to do because I completed that tower and I never did that the way they intended you to.
I forgot, dude. I forgot all about that. Straight up.
Because if you don't dash over to it, the fans don't have enough jump to get you over there. But if you do dash over it, the dash's momentum is stronger than the fans. So you go shooting right over it. What I did was I dashed towards the thing that the fan was trying to blow you to, and then got the homing attack reticle for the insta-Psyloop thing that was up there that you needed to trigger. And I homing attacked straight up to it.
Oh my god.
Are we
I'm
sure
sitting
this
here like-
was this not test played enough?
Dude, it couldn't have
It's
been.
not.
And the
Oh
stupid
yeah,
thing
because
is,
guess what, guys? I got stuck on the infinite loading screen, and so did
Oh,
Some Call Me Johnny.
oh yeah, you got that too?
Yeah, when I got to
Oh,
the top
God.
of the tower, I went to do
It
the
gave you
challenge.
the
Infinite loading screen.
Yeah, but the good thing is that once you climb to the top of the tower, that counts as a checkpoint. So
God.
Yeah.
you don't have to climb the tower again. But
Oh, you know
Yeah,
what I
which is like-
fucked up on? The 5th tower, right? You know how there's when you get to the top, you can make the shortcut.
yeah, you didn't hit the button. You didn't hit the switch.
Nope.
Did you? That oh my
Climbed it every
God.
time I went back up there. I was like, oh, there's the button.
Honestly, to be honest, I didn't think the 5th tower was that bad.
Tower
Yeah,
was actually
it's a
pretty
false
fair
sense of
difficulty.
security, my guy. It's like, oh, this would be an easy tower. Maybe it's not that hard.
Okay,
The fifth tower, I genuinely think was pretty fair design. Like, it was a fair, tough challenge.
and then we get to the actual challenge, and we're gonna be here for a minute.
Yeah, do you think they had the B team work on this or some shit? Because
So,
something tells me this wasn't designed by the actual
first things
developers.
first, the challenge is the final challenge, but before you go fight the end. So, okay, what is said challenge, Patrick?
You got to beat all 3 of the Titans with your base stats on 1 set of rings.
Oh,
400
and,
seconds.
400
And-
seconds to beat all 3 Titan bosses with your
And-
stats at base. And they
and-
introduced the perfect parry, which is a just guard.
so this game was not designed with perfect parry in mind.
At
And-
least not very much.
No.
Mm-mm.
So here's the window, and this is why when everybody got to this mission and found out what it was, they told you to change the difficulty to easy, because here's the thing. Because you know how in the base game when you hold the parry, he basically guards infinitely until he gets hit and then he counters.
Yes.
Yeah.
In this one, it stays up for a certain amount of time. On
You notice
easy
it
mode-
mostly with Wyvern in his final attack in his second
Oh.
phase.
Fuck Wyvern.
So
Yeah, but we'll get there.
on easy mode, he holds the parry for 3 seconds. On normal, he holds it for 2 seconds. On hard, get this, he holds it for 3 frames.
Because that
Imagine what it's like on extreme or difficulty
Yeah.
or intense difficulty. Oh my god.
3 whole frames. It is nonsensical how tight that window is. So you have to change it to easy to have any chance.
But on top of that, because Wyvern is the parry is so integral to that boss fight, he is such a roadblock on this.
Yes.
I was silently getting fuming. Like I was like a pot about to burst. Frankie was just like an exploding fucking Coca-Cola bottle with Mentos in it.
Coca-Cola, Espuna.
Dude, I was getting, I was
No
fucking-
frill. He's like, fuck, what the fuck?
I was fuming, dude.
But you did it. You did it in one session.
Dude, so
I had to
Giganto,
help him.
yeah, because Patrick,
But
I didn't
ask for help.
I was actually experimenting with a lot of stuff to try to figure out what worked. And
Me too. I didn't ask for help.
Neither did I. Patrick just gave it to me.
well, my brother
Yeah, same here.
My brother actually, because I got to Knight pretty consistently after a while, once I found out that the Psyloop actually increases the damage they take if you Psyloop
Yeah.
them. So
yeah, it
my
makes
brother, but I was trying to
Giganta
figure
with
out.
like a bit.
Yeah, like I was trying to figure out where the knight was vulnerable to the Psyloop, and he looked up a video to find out something. So I didn't ask for help; he just gave me advice. And once
Yeah.
I figured out what the trick was, this trial really wasn't that difficult once you figured out the trick to beat
Knight-
all of them quickly.
Knight's trick, because this is going to save all of you.
Yes.
When he puts up his shield, hit his shield like once, dodge
Dash.
to the right,
It'll retarget to his head.
combo him, quick side loop, sonic boom his ass.
Yeah.
He will die.
I actually beat Knight without doing that, and thank you was on the call
Me
when I
too.
did this.
Really?
Yeah, me too. I beat.
Wow.
I did. It was so.
Giganto with that. I didn't beat Wyvern with the Psyloop, and I didn't beat the other guy with the Psyloop either more than once. I don't know.
Yeah,
So I was
let me-
cutting close.
So for Knight specifically, I kept trying to dodge it, to hit his head. It didn't work. So I just attacked his shield, and then the whole cutscene shows where Sonic's on the shield. And
Yeah.
this is like my second or third time doing this. So for one attempt, I kept getting hit by his missiles. But for this attempt where I beat it, I fucking got to him like by only getting hit once or twice, maybe less than that with the missiles. So I got him. And then I think pretty much after that, I can't remember what I did because I would just it was a rush. Like I really thought I can actually do this, and I beat him with like 30 rings left or something like that. So
Wow,
I'm
so
like, wow.
you got the lucky roll on the writing
Yes.
shield segments.
One
Yes,
thing about Knight.
I did.
One thing about Knight that we can all agree on that he's possibly the most bullshit boss at the very start, because he has the ability to fucking take your rings away by getting hit from the
God,
He's by far the most dangerous pre-supersonic.
So
out of
here's
the
the thing:
three.
why don't you just start at the supersonic portions of these?
Exactly. Like
Probably
I
to
really
trap
don't
you
want
into losing rings.
I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like, but I really don't want to have to like go through all the like that Wyvern section. I think that's super long and because it's completely unnecessary.
the
you know?
worst.
Dude,
It's the
especially
worst
when you're
part.
dying
It's
to
like
keep
when
riding
you
that.
block, it's a fucking gamble
Yeah.
when you know if you're gonna hit.
Oh, dude, Wyvern's counter is so fucking precise.
Yeah,
Gigant-
it's to the point.
Giganto-
I've gotten it down finally, but it's like you have to make
Yeah.
sure your eyes are like looking straight at that TV and focusing like
Yep.
Honestly,
with
if
all
you
your
do the
instincts.
strategy me and Patrick used, you don't really have to worry about countering Knight so much.
Mm-mm.
The only thing you really have to do is counter his shield in the second phase where you throw it back at him.
And if you do that, if you hit him
Yes,
once,
yes.
then silence,
Honestly-
he's going to die.
I
Honestly,
know.
though, the weird thing is that the optimal way I beat the Wyvern was I didn't Psyloop him because you
Me
can
neither.
actually get him in a stun lock.
Yeah,
you-
I think I did that.
If
I
you
silence
parry
in the
him-
first phase, and then I don't do it the second phase.
No, here's the thing: if you parry him, he goes into that stunned animation, and
Yeah.
then he'll attack you again after a while, where you get the prompt to do the throw him into the mountain animation. If you completely
Yeah.
ignore that, he stays stunned, and then there's a third attack that you can parry and stun him again. That's what I
Okay.
You know, all I
That's
did
cool.
was the sonic boom attack whenever I would attack him.
Yeah.
Let me think. I'm pretty sure I Psylooped as like immediately as I could, and then I think I just I think there's been like I think the time I beat it, I got him to like half health, and then that cutscene played, and then yeah.
Could
That's
you
when his
imagine?
attacks
Right.
become more or become much faster and more erratic.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if
Yeah.
you had to fight Supreme in there too?
Well,
I
there
was
no
scared
reason.
about that. I was like, please tell me I don't have to fight Supreme.
Well, I knew you didn't have to because you technically hadn't fought him yet.
That's
True.
Yes. Good point. Good point.
If
Me no
if they
think
made
about
you-
that.
if they made you-
But I do think that after playing this trial and thinking on it more, I don't necessarily think that this mission is poorly designed, more so than it does bring up a problem with the base game's difficulty, because these strategies for these 3 bosses have been in the game since they came out. The problem is that nobody cared enough to learn them, because you didn't need to have optimal strategies to beat these guys, because you could just rip them to pieces normally.
Well, because Supersonic made them look like chumps.
Yeah, exactly. So you didn't need to learn and figure out optimal ways to beat the bosses more cleanly. So nobody knew how to do it.
The problem
Well,
with
this is
this,
what.
But once
Sorry.
you figured out how to beat them more optimally, this trial actually isn't that hard.
the problem
Well,
with this trial,
it can be kinda.
the problem with this trial really is the parry, because that perfect
It's-
parry
Yes.
does not work all.
Yes.
Sorry.
And Wyvern.
It's more of an explanation of like how the bosses work. You know what I mean? But
Because
I will say though, for as bullshit, hold on. As for as bullshit as the challenge is, let's be honest, it's absolute bullshit still.
Yes. Yes.
But when you complete it, you feel like a goddamn like you just beat ghosted goblins kind of shit. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah. I felt absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
I just sat back in my chair. And I was like, oh my god, it's over. And Frankie is just over here going,
I was actually pretty calm when I beat it. I just kind of gave the screen a glare.
yeah. Have you ever done that? Like, you ever just like stare at TV and your eyes just go completely wide open, like you can't believe what you just saw?
Never again.
No, I didn't. No, it wasn't a surprise glare. It was like, and don't talk to me and my son again glare.
Oh. So Frankie had outside. I had tired outside. You had anger inside. And how about you? How did you feel?
Ian was like,
I
"Oh
was-
shit, I did it! I did it!
Yeah.
I
Because
did
Frankie
it!"
was with me.
Yeah,
Befuddled.
something. We did it.
I was like, I was like, I didn't think I could do it.
Laying in a crater smoking. Yeah!
Dude,
Yeah.
let me tell you, I was fucking yelling. I was like, "Yeah!"
Yeah, I was saying like, holy shit, man, hell yeah!
Like,
I didn't
dude,
think I could do it.
God, I haven't
I
felt that way about being a boss in a long time, or a challenge in a long
Yeah,
time.
same here. Yeah.
also,
But I will give this mission one thing. I did learn a lot about how different ins and outs on how to beat these bosses.
oh, dude,
That's why
Yes,
the boss
same
rushes
here,
are going to
same
be so
here,
much easier.
I'm gonna go through those boss rushes and I'm gonna make these guys look like chumps.
Exactly.
Yep.
So this was
is
like
one of those things I genuinely want to go back and try to beat it on hard mode now that I know how to handle it. I want to see if I can do it.
I
Okay.
like to try to hit it like just like a half a second before they actually hit me. So I might do better on normal at least, but hard I'm definitely probably going to practice.
Yeah.
So next up, we got to talk about the end. All right.
Okay.
So,
we have all conflicting issues about this boss, but
So the first phase is Supreme, which is no different than the Supreme fight.
he had full power too, so you could just destroy him within like what?
Supreme is a fucking joke.
I was shocked that they didn't change this fight in any way.
Yeah, honestly, like I feel like it would have been better if they changed it a little bit, and then
Supreme was always the weakest of the Titan fights, I thought.
yeah,
He
I agree.
was.
Yeah,
And they didn't change it at all, which is just okay. Like, part of me wishes that you did Supreme, then he had that second form, and then the end turned into like a big monster, and then you fought that as Cybersonic.
yeah,
But
that would have been
what?
cool.
But there's no, as far as I know, there's no secret hard mode final boss like there
No.
was in the main game.
No, there
I had
isn't.
issues with the final boss, my guy.
But so you play the final boss as Supersonic 2, and he has the perfect parry again.
But
See,
it's
it
a
didn't
lot
bother
better
me.
to work. It
Yeah,
works a lot
because-
better.
Oh yeah, I
without
agree.
that fight.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, it's because the boss was designed with that system in mind.
I
So
just don't
actually-
feel like Supersonic 2 should require a perfect parry.
Most of the time, you
agree.
don't. You have a lot more a bigger window to block it.
The window is a lot better for him than it is on like Wyvern. But I just don't feel like
That's why for me it was no issue.
with the superpower, I just don't feel like he should have a perfect parry.
I agree.
That's just from a logic perspective. He's so much more powerful to be able to be like, oh, pimp slap your laser, pimp slap your orbs, snap, you die. Rather than, oh, I gotta time it perfectly. I don't know.
The most weirdest thing that's not explained is how to attack the thing that's attached to him from the moon.
So
Yeah.
here's
You
a
have
funny
to
thing.
punch once or twice, and then dodge to the left or right, and
Yeah.
sometimes it'll lock onto it.
So
here's
here's the funny thing about that. With the hose attached to his head thing and the stuff with his gun, the game actually does tell you about that. But you want
It
to know
does.
how
Really?
the game tells you about that?
100% the island.
100% the island the Master King tells you before you fight the final boss.
What?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
No, I'm
That's
not
your
joking.
reward for 100% of the
Yeah,
island.
I know
That's
you're
your
right, but
reward.
I know you're right, but that's just bullshit.
Yeah, it is
Wow.
stupid. Crucial information that the fight doesn't tell you about is locked behind completion percentage.
I also
That is
love the
so
fact
stupid.
that I also love the fact that part of the boss fight that to beat him is actually technically an exploit and not a proper gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, that
What,
is pretty
Oh.
funny.
The redirect to the hose thing.
Yeah, because that's not
Just-
technically a proper game
Yeah,
mechanic.
there's no
Just-
way to
just like a Sonic
auto
game.
there's no way to retarget. So that's the only way you can do it.
Yeah,
But
and the
not-
worst part for me is if you went far back a little bit to get away from him, the trees block.
Yes, that
everything.
happened to me a lot. But that happened to me a
Yeah.
lot. It pissed me off.
Yeah, it's like, why are they there?
Oh, here's another gameplay mechanic. He can kill Tails. He can kill them. So,
Yes.
and
Did
if
you
they
say
die,
he can kill Tails? What?
he can
That
kill
end
Tails.
Does that end the fight?
Yeah, in the fight. You know when they come
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
Yeah, no. I'll say, does it end the fight?
Yeah, you lose.
It's an
If they
auto
Yeah,
lose.
you know what?
Okay.
I had a bullshit thing happen to me. Okay, after I finally finished him off, and then I was going to go to the cutscene. I noticed the camera before it went to that point. I was clipped under the fucking ground. Okay, so there's that.
That happened to me
And the
too.
camera is just fucking bugged weird, and then the cutscene plays, it goes back to me, and I instantly just lose. I was like,
Oh.
So
what?
yeah, you know what? You know what? Another place you can die in, that kind of cutscene where he gets knocked out of supersonic very quickly. You actually do lose rings during that cutscene.
Yeah, you do.
Yes, you do. I did notice
And-
that when I
and-
was playing.
And if you lose all of your rings during that cutscene will kill you.
Yeah, because
That's probably what killed me.
It drops you down to 99, and if you have less than 99 before he hits you, you're done for.
Yeah, and I have the most glitches because apparently Sonic 06 wants to really be canon. Because damn, I clipped to the floor. I went to space in my original playthrough. It was fun.
Something
Oh my God.
something this boss fight does not tell you is you have to target his back and quick loop a gun out of his back. The game does not tell you about
Unless
Yeah,
you
it does not
100%
tell
the
you.
island.
It does not tell you, but as soon as that gun showed up, I'm like, okay, I'm a silo fan, and it worked.
Yeah.
And then I think there was another plot where I just kept attacking, and nothing was happening. So I'm like, okay, I'll just silo, and then it worked. So yeah.
You have to break that wire off his neck. Otherwise, he's
Yes.
gonna just keep healing.
Hitting the wire is a pain in the ass because it doesn't tell you how to properly freaking target it.
No, you have to do an exploit, not an actual gameplay mechanic, and it's stupid.
Oh, what is it? Doing the dodge and then it auto locks
Yes,
on?
The same way you choose the knight.
Oh wow!
Except I didn't do that.
That's the only way to target that thing. Otherwise, you just
Yeah.
can't.
How did you target it then?
That's how I did it. I attacked him.
Not you. So
Oh,
you
me,
said
no,
you did
I was
something
talking.
different?
I was talking about night.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, wow. So basically, it's bugged.
Yes.
Yes, it needs to be fixed.
Yeah,
So-
there's a lot of jankiness in this. Just
So-
like I heard some people say that the sensitivity sliders and stuff that they added in the second DLC update, they don't work in the DLC 3.
That's really stupid.
They said if they're set to 100, they work, but if they're set to anything 99 to 1, they're automatically set to 0.
That's really bad.
So
I
the
didn't
slide-
notice anything different.
Because you probably
That's
never
weird.
adjusted. You probably never adjusted the sliders.
Yeah,
No,
I
I
left
did.
mine on
But
default.
sure, I did.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, so I don't know.
Huh.
Very
Something
weird.
I think we could all agree on, though, that remix of "I'm Here" for that final battle is just
That was so good. Like, I'm pretty sure it was Kellen Quinn actually
Oh, it was.
singing
It
that
was.
one.
It was
I was,
Kellen
I was
Quinn.
like, oh my god.
I feel like he's officially taken over Crush 40's role. Crush 40.
I was gonna
Well,
say
you know
he's
what's-
like the new generation of Crush 40.
You want to know what's cool? During
What?
the symphony thing that they did in London last week,
Wasn't he there?
he sang "Live and Learn" with Crush 40.
You
Yeah,
have to send us that clip. Send us.
I
I'll
did hear
send-
about
I
that.
saw that
I'll
clip.
s-
I saw that clip. Oh
I'll
my
send
god.
it to you. I haven't watched it yet, but I have it in my
He sang "Live and Learn" with them.
with them.
Yes.
Did he do any of like the Frontier songs?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he
So
did. He
yeah,
did
but
on here.
him and Johnny Ginobili sung "Live and Learn" together,
That's incredible, actually.
and I'm like, this sounds like it'll be the best version of "Live and Learn," which is sang a lot.
Did he do?
What if they both sing it if they do a Sonic Adventure 2 remake?
That would be fucking amazing.
Please.
Like when you're finding the final hazard and Kellen and Johnny singing "Live and
Or
Learn."
they do a thing where Johnny sings it when Sonic is playable, then when you switch to Shadow, it's Kellen singing.
Oh,
You're like
man.
dynamic.
Oh
Live and Learn.
yeah. So what?
I feel
What
like,
about
you
open?
know, I
What
feel
about
like-
open your heart?
I
Imagine
feel like-
that.
I feel like it'd be the other
Yeah.
way around. I feel like Kellen would do Sonic and then Johnny.
Yeah, either way it works, but like a dynamic version that changes depending on which one you're playing as.
That would actually be amazing.
These two games, Adventure 1 and 2, they need to be remade. There is so much potential in those two games that a
Mhm.
remake with this modern styled, engine they got going, this idea, could
Guys.
be something fucking amazing.
I think Alex is trying to tell us something, but I can't figure out what it is.
He wants Shadow the Hedgehog remade so bad.
Oh, that's
Like,
what
Yes,
it is.
I do. I seriously do. Yeah. What if they just start remaking all the old games and then they remake 06 and it's like, oh no. Oh no.
Just get the P06. or
Yeah, just
whatever
get
the heck.
Oh
Project
my God,
06.
I
Like, come
played
on,
that.
guys.
It's so good.
Project 06.
Just get
I played it.
Sega to slap their official label on it, help them finish it, and then re-release it that way. They'll make
Yeah.
bank.
Okay.
You know what?
They're not wrong.
I think they said Frontiers is done. They're not doing any more DLC.
They're gonna have to update this.
They have to patch it.
There's
Yeah.
You know what I really would have liked, and I know it's not going to happen.
Hmm.
I don't know. I think I told you, Alex. I don't think I told you and Ian.
Oh, I know you're going to talk about. Yeah.
I kind of wish there was another island where you played as Shadow
Mhm.
and you had to save Rouge and Omega from cyberspace.
this is what I want.
And maybe to follow up on Forces, have Shadow be hunting down Infinite.
Or still,
Maybe.
yeah, because they did kind of just leave him unexplained.
And Shadow was the reason Infinite became Infinite, so to have some finality of that story, have Shadow go hunting down Infinite on an island and to finally destroy him as Super Shadow. I think that'd be neat.
This is what
I wonder-
This is the thing I wanted them to add, and I'm upset that they didn't do it. For you to have the option to play as Amy, Tails, and Knuckles in the rest of the game.
That would be
That's what I
Oh
was
yeah,
hoping for.
that'd have been cool.
I thought you could at least get that if you 100% at the game.
No,
Okay.
you get the full in-game hints on how to beat the end.
That's
your
all you get.
And fast travel. Fast travel. Don't forget.
Dude,
yeah. And
honestly, it's not worth it to 100% this DLC. It's just not.
Nope. It's like
Mm,
Donkey Kong
it's-
64. There's no
it's-
reason to, but I do it
especially
anyway.
because, surprisingly, there were no trophies added.
No.
I'm
so-
glad there was. I'm glad there
there
wasn't
were-
because they probably have
Yeah,
something
me
like
too. Me
beat
too.
all three,
Like,
beat all three bosses in like 200 rings. It's like no.
Go ahead, Ian.
what?
You have the floor. I feel like you were trying to say something.
Oh no, I was gonna say like I feel like the trophies would have been like, oh yeah, like beat all the trials in hard mode, or like beat.
The Frontiers didn't
beat-
have any difficulty specific trophies.
No.
Yeah,
Well, this
but there could have
DLC
been. There
could
could
have.
have been.
Because
Be glad there is.
I have the Xbox version, but I got all the achievements on Frontier.
Same here. I got all
Yeah,
the trophies.
Yeah, I platinum trophied this game twice.
Twice?
What?
Oh,
Twice?
nice.
Because I got the PS4 version and then I did the upgrade to the PS5 version and platinumed it again.
All right.
Oh, ooh. Okay. You might want to check your PlayStation Stars or All Stars account. You might be a certain level.
You know, just like I platinumed Spider-Man PS4 twice because I have
So did
both
I.
versions of it too.
So did I.
I think I
And the
platinum
super part is
that too.
once you load up your save file, it just automatically puts them on the PS5 version.
Mm-hmm.
Unlock all these trophies. It's amazing.
So you just sit there and watch them go.
So they also added some cyberspace levels, and
They're weird.
these cyberspace levels really show off the control problems in cyberspace.
Yes.
It's like they were trying to do an adventure style thing with the openness of certain levels, but it just doesn't work with this engine.
No, it doesn't.
The good thing is that you literally don't need to do them at all because what you get are these things called what were they called? Lookout Cocos. You need those to unlock the towers for Sonic to climb, but you get them so easily in the hub world.
Yeah, you do. I only need to go find them once, and I just side looped a couple things, and there they were.
Oh yeah, just find the side loop
I just gone because you never know if you need them.
I'm not gonna lie, I didn't do any of the cyberspace levels in the DLC.
I haven't completed
I
any
just
of them either.
I tried one and I gave up because it pissed me off.
Damn. Wow. Fuck.
I find them to be and not just that. Like this DLC in general really shows off a lot of the control issues with Frontiers, and like the pop-in is obnoxious in this DLC.
If it wasn't made for the Switch, it probably wouldn't have this issue.
Because like Tails and Knuckles specifically, you could fly and these platforms will just appear.
They just go like that, right in front of you.
Well, I mentioned earlier, a lot of Tails and Knuckles' character-specific platform puzzles and stuff require you to travel long distances, and sometimes you'll be standing at the end of one of these platforms with trying to figure out where to go next, but you don't know where to go because the platforms haven't showed up yet.
It's great.
And then there's one platform out in the middle of the ocean where you have to just fly out there and hope to God you know it's out there.
I think I did that actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's stupid.
And some of these require upgrades. You
need your laser for that one.
I'm not even
because I didn't know that the hyper laser is what broke those shielded crates. I didn't know that until I finally unlocked it.
Yeah, I kind of assumed.
So here's the thing about this DLC.
What were you gonna say, Ian?
Real quick, what I did for like when I was Tails and like the chaos symbol was up in the sky, I just literally just used his plane thing and just flew all the way up there.
Yeah, yeah. Infinite boost and then fly straight up.
Yep.
That's what I did too.
I would do that to just say, no, I'm not fucking around with your challenges. I'm done.
Like I love and hate this DLC at the same time.
Yeah, I think if they go back and polish it a little bit, maybe like add some like fail safes to some of the towers to make them a little bit more fair to complete, maybe give you a little bit more leniency on the final trial. I think this could be it's good stuff. It's just that it's not polished.
It's
and get rid of the loading screen and try not to clip me underground and the final boss. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if this was more polished, this would have probably been my favorite Sonic, 3D Sonic game specifically. But
it's my favorite 3D Sonic game in terms of just like the game's actual content.
Well,
but I like Adventure 1 a bit more.
I never got this frustrated with Generation. I never got this frustrated with Adventure.
Unleashed is the closest contender.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was telling this to my brother when I was playing through some of these towers, and like this reminds me of Sonic Unleashed DLC levels. If you've ever
Oh my
played
God,
those
those are obnoxious.
abominations,
Those are obnoxious.
yeah, they are.
So
But
the thing,
I did buy them on the PS3 because I wanted to get trophies for the game because that's the worst version I know. Just in case the store shuts down, I'll have access to them if I want.
if you're gonna play Sonic Unleashed, get the download on an Xbox Series X.
Yeah.
It actually runs great for the first time ever.
Dude,
It's solid 60 FPS.
when I got to Adabat and it didn't lag, I was like, "What?"
It just felt weird.
I think the next game, learn from this game because I actually really loved Sonic Frontiers.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a
Like,
great
like
game.
We gotta
honestly,
fix the pop-in issue. We have to.
yes, I agree. Yeah.
We gotta. If you're gonna have a parry system, you have to balance it better because you can't just go from I can do it whenever I want to you have 3 frames to do it. There's no
I
balance.
think this game was held back by previous generation consoles.
It
and the
very well
Switch.
I
could have
think
been.
so. Yeah.
Switch especially.
So, luckily it's free, so there is that.
So you can't get mad at it if you don't like it.
You don't have to pay
Or
for
whether
it.
or whether you can get mad at it, but just keep in mind the people who worked on this DLC. I mean, they probably did get paid, but yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
this was
it
all.
was probably the B team. I imagine most of the developers moved on to the next game, and they just had like the leftovers make the
Potentially,
DLC.
yeah.
Well, we don't know
Yeah.
what's after Superstars, so
We do not.
Yeah. Well, that's being made by the guys who made Balan Wonderworld.
oh god.
Sadly.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
but
they said
apparently it's really
they
good.
hijacked Mania's physics engine. So
Have you played Balan Wonderworld? Fucking horrible.
No,
I
I'm not giving criminal. I'm not gonna give Criminal Naka any acknowledgement that I own it.
yeah.
Criminal Naka.
That's his new name now for me, and I think it's fucking hilarious.
So I think we need to wrap this up. So I look, we've been talking for this for over an hour. So
I need to say a few things.
oh god, Ian, nobody cares.
All right. So the first thing, none of us talked about this, but I'm pretty sure me, Fake, and Alex talked about it earlier. But why can't we get like Tails, Knuckles, and Amy to like just be like normal and not all like cyber people? Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
having just
I don't mind.
their plain models. Yeah, that would have been
Yes,
nice to have.
exactly. Like
maybe
if you
after
beat if you beat the game, you get it. That'd be nice. That's just a little nitpick. Besides that, I really enjoyed Sonic Frontiers. Despite all the flaws that it had, I personally think I think it's my favorite Sonic game. Then again, I haven't played Generations, but I do plan on playing that soon.
you should.
So yeah,
You'll love it.
Pretty good.
It's a
That's it.
fantastic game.
Yeah, I would
I've
still say Generations is my favorite 3D Sonic game. I would probably even put the 2 adventure games over Frontiers still, but
I prefer Adventure overall. I don't know. I just have a lot of nostalgia for that game.
but
I played the
but, like-
Dreamcast version first, so I played the better version.
but I mean, it's like saying, well, what's your favorite? Well, my favorite's always going to be Sonic 3. That's just my favorite game ever made. But
Oh, it's just a fantastic game.
It is.
Frontiers, I think, is more than deserving of being like one of the upper echelon Sonic games because
oh, definitely.
for it being a game that tried to do something new, unlike Unleashed, it actually succeeded at making it work the first time around.
Yes.
So hopefully we
Mostly.
can only go up from here.
Yeah, exactly. If they learn from this game's mistakes and improve upon it, the next game has the potential to be something really special.
So what you're saying is completely ditch this, go to a completely new gameplay style, and have cylinder levels and loop and no loops.
See,
Yeah.
that's my fear. is that they're going to do something like that again, where they're just going to completely toss this away and do something different again, and it's going to stink.
Yeah, let's go back to
Well,
Lost without a sequel.
Well, they already confirmed to us way early on that this is going to be the groundwork for Sonic for the next
Yeah.
decade.
Yeah,
So,
what also sounds like Sonic Team has gotten some stability in terms of its direction, its design team, and its story writers now. So
and
hopefully
developers for sure, because this
So-
is not the same Sonic team that made Forces.
No, I know that they want to say it is, but it's not.
Alex,
It's
Remember
not.
when they lied to us and said it was made by the people who made Generations and Colors?
Colors, yeah, no, it's not.
hey, Alex. Next time you're here, I'm making you play Forces.
No.
It's
Oh
only
my
gonna
god,
take
how
you,
dare you?
It's only gonna
Oh.
take you 3 hours. Okay.
Yeah, honestly.
I'm
Honestly,
not
it's gonna take
That's
us
joking.
actually
3
really
hours.
sad.
He's
Like,
really not
It's
joking.
shorter than Mania. Don't ask
Just-
how, don't ask why. It's just shorter than Mania.
I'm just going to have
I'm
to
not
smoke a
even-
bunch of weed, okay? Just get me really high and I'll enjoy it.
I mean,
Not
how
like
else
I
are
already,
you
not
gonna
like I'm baked already or anything.
yeah.
I'm not slurring yet.
But I think that, my friends, is a wrap.
Yes.
So I want to thank all of you for listening to 4 nerds on the internet rant about a Sonic the Hedgehog DLC pack.
Well, I mean, hey man, someone comments on my video saying, "My God, man, you brought me back like a decade ago or so, like talking about this game." I was like, "Yeah, man, it's like that's the truth." It's like
I feel like the next time I do a game review is probably going to be Spider-Man. So, yay.
I don't know if I have much to say about that one, but
No,
we'll see
that'll
what I
probably
can
just
say.
be me and that'll probably just be me and Frankie. Then,
Exactly.
If need be.
I'll tag along. Yeah, you guys just do that.
Oh, probably Dan too, because he's playing it.
Yeah, he'll probably be here for that.
All right,
Yeah.
guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a good one. Take care.
Later.